Hello, my name is Daniel Klinger, and I am affirming that it is more ethically sound to be a vegetarian rather than a meat eater. I affirm this position because eating meat is bad for your health and more often than not, morally corrupt. Firstly, the high fat and cholesterol content in some cuts of meat increase risks for high cholesterol and heart disease. Conventionally raised beef often contains hormones and antibiotics, which some people look to avoid. Processed meats such as bacon, ham, and sausage are particularly unhealthy because of their high fat, preservative, and salt content. On average, processed meat contains approximately 310 milligrams of sodium per ounce, whereas unprocessed meat has about 77 milligrams. Younger adults should aim for less than 2,300 milligrams of sodium daily, whereas elderly adults should consume less than 1,500 milligrams per day. According to the Center for Disease Control, more than one-third of U.S. adults are obese. Decreasing high-fat processed meats would lower obesity. According to the American Dietetics Association, a vegetarian diet can meet protein requirements, provide all the essential amino acids, and improve health. It can also improve all the necessary vitamins, fats, and minerals. According to the USDA and the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, meat is not an essential part of a healthy diet. In 2013, Oxford University study observed 37,000 healthy men and women aged 20 to 97. 5.4% of meat eaters were obese compared to the 3% of vegetarians. Meat eaters had an average body mass index of 8.3% higher than the vegetarians. As humans, we are hurting ourselves by eating meat and could do well to tone down on the red meat and bring up our vegetable intake. As humans, we are eating meat and hurting ourselves, but think of the very meat that we are eating. If the impending clogged artery does not sway you to become a vegetarian, think of the horrible conditions the food we eat are kept in. 99% of the meat in the U.S. comes from factory farms. Factory farms dominate the meat industry, thanks to a focus on efficiency and profits above all else. Although many small farmers follow humane practices, these large-scale operations not only cause severe distress for animals that live there, but also create a product that is riddled with chemicals, antibiotics, and disease. There are some cruel, disgusting things that factory farming and the big meat industry do to make a quick buck, and I intend to expose them. According to the Huffington Post, in 2011, more than 80% of antibiotics produced were fed to livestock. Although some of these drugs were necessary to keep the animals healthy in conditions that would otherwise make them sick, like living on top of one another's waste, most of it was specifically administered to artificially increase rapid growth. The antibiotics are actually contributing to a terrifying rise of superbugs, deadly antibiotic-resistant bacteria that thrive and multiply in the absence of weaker microbes. The food we eat is being treated with chemicals that harm us. Eating vegetarian, or at the very least buying from local or small farms, would stop the spread of this virus. Think about a cute little baby chicken. Now consider another example in 2009, when Mercy for Animals went undercover at Highline, Iowa egg factory and discovered that baby chickens who were of no egg-laying use to the buyers were put on a conveyor belt and sent directly to the grinder. Highline defended this practice by insisting that it was an industry standard. There is no acceptable reason for this gross mistreatment of animals. If not eating vegetarian, at least buy from small farms to end this horrible cruelty on animals. Animals are sentient beings that have emotions and social connections. Scientific studies show that cattle, pigs, chickens, and all warm-blooded animals can experience stress, pain, and fear. In the United States, about 35 million cows, 150 million pigs, and 9 billion birds are killed for food each year. These animals should not have to die to satisfy an unnecessary dietary preference. In conclusion, eating less meat and becoming a vegetarian could have you becoming a healthier person and a more morally sound person. Think about it. Would you rather have a heart attack at the age of 45 or eat a couple leaves and be nice to animals?